Hey guys, Woods Farm here, just out in the garage working on the Scout car. Today we're going to be working on some small little projects that I want to finish up before we move on to working on the rear engine deck. And also, if we have time, we're going to start working on the fuel tank and the fuel filler neck and trying to get that finished. So stick around and check it out. Okay guys, first things first, I want to finish up the front fenders. There's some detail work to do, and the passenger side fender also needs one of the larger panels installed and a support welded in place. It's a really nice day outside. I should be able to open up the garage door, allowing us to do quite a bit of welding, so it's a perfect time to work on this stuff. So let's head over to the vehicle and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So on the driver's side, there's this trim. So I need to cut out these pieces and weld them in place. Depending, I'll just tack them, or maybe I'll actually completely weld them down and grind everything flush. On the passenger side, this fender also needs trim, and there's also a support piece that goes up underneath. I need to get that welded in place. I might have to take off the tire just to get room to work under there. And then there's this rear panel that needs to get welded in place. I believe this panel is already cut out and ready to go. I'll have to find it. So it shouldn't take too long to get that done. Okay guys, now that you have an idea what we're going to be working on, I'm going to grab some materials, pattern this out, and we'll get started. got the front driver's side fender completed. The passenger side fender is exactly the same. I have most of the components cut out and it's almost complete, but I'm not going to show you that because it's just repetition of what we've already done. For now, we're going to move on to something else. I'm going to start working on designing and fabricating something for that fuel filler neck. So we'll start working on that next. So here's the panel where we're going to have the fuel fill-up port or hatch, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be somewhere in the lower corner of this panel. And then down there in that void, that's roughly where the fuel tank is going to be. I already have the brackets set up for that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the fuel tank at least temporarily so we know exactly where it is. And then we're going to cut the hole through this panel, and then we'll start fabricating the actual fill-up port and the pipe that goes down to the fuel tank. Okay, so looking at the diagrams and photographs, there's no real clear place where there's a fuel fill-up point. Originally, I thought it was these little round circles here, but these are actually mounting points for the antenna array. And people online have said it's actually the center cap here that is the fuel fill-up. And that may very well be, but for our purposes, this is going to be the radiator, the access to fill up the radiator. So we need the fuel to fill up point to be somewhere else. So because the tank is on the passenger side, we're going to put it down in this area, keep it discreet, and that's what we're going to go with. Okay guys, now that you have an idea of what we're going to be working on, I'm going to start designing this and fabricating it, and we'll see how far we can get. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I've got the majority of the fuel filler neck completed. It's installed in the vehicle. All I need to do is that last little bit of rubber hose down at the bottom. I think I have to step up the neck size to probably like 1 3/4 inch or 2 inch, and then get a section of probably like 8 inches of rubber hose to connect the steel pipe onto the neck of the fuel tank. But other than that, everything's done and completed. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. I think in the next video, we're going to be very close to patterning out and starting the engine deck. So definitely keep watching to see that part of the video coming up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching.